Alright guys, went to Vegas a couple weeks ago, got to play one session here at the Bellagio. We're in for $500, which is the max in this game. It's a 1-2 blind with a $5 bring-in. And just to give you a little lay of the land, the guy to my right is a crazy maniac. His name's King from North Carolina, cool dude, but he raises basically 80-90% of the hands. And the rest of the table is playing pretty tight, so let's get into it. Finally looked down at a playable hand, an ace, ace, queen, 7, single suited to the ace on the button about an hour into the session. Middle position opens at 15. Next player calls. King to my right, 3 bets to 65. To me, I 4 bets at 220, and it ends up folding back to the original raiser. Right when this hand was going on, a couple of the players at the table, along with King, had recognized me from the vlog. So I'm just going to play the audio here of kind of what they were saying.
I'm talking about vlog this. This your vlog right here.
Hey, you want to be in?
And I'm in it too.
You gotta be in it, man.
I'm gonna be in it.
All right.
Be in it to win it. Shit.
Man,
record, press record.
We're on it. Hold it the winner, you can verify it.
What is it? 2 what?
So it sounds like he called just to be on the vlog, but regardless, we're going heads up to a flop. So also playing at this table with me was my buddy Sammy, aka The Brown Gent. He runs a very successful investing channel here on YouTube. If you're into investing, NFTs, deep dives into companies, definitely check his channel out. I'll put the link in the description below. Flop comes 10-5-4 with 2 hearts. When King checks to me, only one move for me to make. I push for my remaining 250, and he thinks for a little bit and eventually folds, so we take it down. When this hand flop comes King, Queen, 8 with 2 spades, Sammy pushes for about 250 and gets called by King. They decide to run it twice. I typically don't run it twice, but for those of you not familiar with it, running it twice basically just means you're going to see either 2 turns and rivers, and basically the winner of each hand gets half the pot. So we're going to a run out. Turn brings a 2, river brings a 7. Second run out, turn brings a king, river brings a 4. Sammy shows his hand. He has queen, queen, jack, 4. So on the top board, he's got a set. Bottom board, he hit a boat. And looks like king muck. So Sammy's going to scoop this pretty good sized pot. Here look down at ace, queen, 10-3, double suited in the big blind. There's a couple early position limps. Late position player makes it 25. I call and both the limpers call. So we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes 5-3-3 with 2 clubs. And I learned my lesson from last session. When I have a big hand such as here, I'm not going to be slow playing anymore. So I just lead 75 and everyone folds. So we take it down. Here's a big pot between Sammy and King, round 2. Flop came jack 8-5 with 2 clubs. King bet out 75. Sammy check raised to 275. King ended up calling. Turn brings a deuce of diamonds, bringing in the backdoor flush draw. Sammy pushes for about 250. King calls for about 190. They decide to run it twice as they did in the first time, and we're going to 2 rivers. First river brings a 9 of diamonds. Second river brings a 7 of spades. Sammy turns over his hand. He has king, jack, 8-7, double suited, so he flopped top 2 along with the jack high flush draw. So once Sammy turned over his hand, I'm kind of sitting there recording thinking, wow, you know, Sammy just scooped this pot, because King is just looking at his cards like not looking too happy. And it's probably about 12 or 13 seconds later when King decides to turn over his hand. So King turns over 9-7-6-5. He hit the backdoor flush on the top board and he hit the straight on the bottom board. I don't believe he did it on purpose, but 12 or 13 seconds, I mean, that's a pretty long time to sit there and not turn over your cards. And I don't know, I just felt really bad for Sammy. I mean, we've all been there. It's definitely not fun to lose a hand and to lose it like that. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have been slow rolled like that before. So King's going to take it down here. So here I look down at ace, ace, 6-6, single suited to the ace in the small blind. There's a middle position raised to 15. Button calls, I call, and the big blind calls. So we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace, queen, 5 with 2 diamonds. I check, big blind checks, original raiser checks, over to the button. He bets 40, and I think for a little bit here, but I check raise to 110, and everyone folds, so we take it down. Here I look down at ace, ace, 5-4, double suited in the hijack. I make it 15. Cut off to my left calls, Sammy on the button calls, and the big blind calls. So we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace, queen, 10 with 2 clubs. When it checks to me, I bet 35. Sammy on the button and the big blind calls. So we're going 3 ways to a turn. Turn brings an 8. When it checks to me, I bet 70. Sammy calls and the other player gets out of the way. So we're going heads up to a river. River brings a 9 of clubs, and I decide to check, go for the check raise. Sammy doesn't oblige, and he checks back. So I turn over my hand, knowing we're good, and he flashes King Jack. So we got lucky there, and we're taking it down. Here I look down at Queen 8, 7, 5, double suited on the button. Folds to the cutoff to my right, he opens to 15. I call, and both the blinds call, so we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Ace 8, 2 with 2 clubs. When it checks to the cutoff, he bets 35. I call, and both the other players get out of the way, so we're going heads up to a turn. Turn brings a King of Spades. My opponent bets 100, and I decide to fold here. One of the guys at the table was asking us about the channel, and here's the conversation we had.
What's your blog? What's it called?
Gunk Poker altogether.
Oh, 80 shades.
I like it. I literally Googled what's a good vlog, or like what's a good YouTube name, and it was like you have to be able to tell someone what the channel is without yeah. Here look down at Ace 9, 6, 4 double suited in middle position. There's an early position open to 15. I call, and there's 3 other callers, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes King 7, 5 with 2 hearts. When it checks to me, I bet 50. Late position player's thinking a little bit about it, and he pushes for his remaining 185. Folds back to me, and of course I call. We're going heads up to a run out. Turn brings a 10 of hearts. River brings a 3 of diamonds. So of course I turn over my cards, and we're good. So we're taking it down. I ended up playing a little while longer, but King had left. The game definitely wasn't as good, and it was short-handed, so we decided to rack up. What's up, guys? Wayne back here with you. So just got back from my Vegas trip a couple days ago, just here at the casino waiting to get into the game. Only played the 1 session that you guys just saw. Kind of a interesting session where I didn't really play many hands. Before I get into my little spiel, just wanted to say, especially if you're new to the channel, when I'm done talking here, there's going to be a link to subscribe, and there's also going to be a playlist on the right to watch all of my previous videos. I think I have about 30 now, so definitely check those out if you're interested in PLO. Not too much of that here on YouTube, unfortunately. I was in for 500. I was out for 1208, so a profit of 708. I mentioned this to a couple people in the comments. One of the coolest parts about vlogging is getting to meet and interact with a lot of cool people. As far as the session goes, there was one crazy maniac that was just playing every hand. So really because of that, I tightened up my game a lot. There was also a lot of short stacks, like $100 buy-ins, where that combined with the fact with the maniac, you really can't do much but besides play very tight, because you have a lot of these short stacks just looking to bomb it in. So played the aces hand at the beginning. I 4-bet the aforementioned crazy maniac. 10-5-4 flop, ended up pushing, taking it down. Got aces a couple other times. I had the double suited aces against Sammy. Ended up hitting the flush on the river. Then at the end there, I had the ace 9, 6-4. Ended up flopping pretty big hand with the flush draw and straight draw, calling his all in. He had top 2, he said. I ended up winning that. So again, I mean, just trying to capture the reality of poker. I definitely am a big believer in quality over quantity, and with PLO it's no different, especially like I said, when you have a maniac, people buying short stack. This game was a little different than the usual game I play. It was a 1-2 blind with a $5 bring in, so the buy-ins were much shallower. You know, you could buy in 100 1 to 5, whereas my game is 2 to 1,000. So if you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe button. If your viewing experience could have been better, please let me know how down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.